The fate of the new Stellantis electric vehicle battery plant in Windsor is facing uncertain times unless the federal government kicks in more money. As of today, all construction has halted at the factory. It comes after Volkswagen was offered $13 billion in subsidies to build a plant in St. Thomas. In an email statement to CTV News, Stellantis says the federal government has not delivered on what was agreed to, and that it would immediately begin implementing contingency plans. Now, Unifor says the sides are playing a very high-stakes game with tens of thousands of jobs on the line. Now, for reaction on this story, I'm joined by Flavia Volpe, president of the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association. Thanks for joining us live here on CP24. Okay, let's talk about this. How did this happen? I thought everyone was cutting ribbons. Everyone was happy. Sure. Windsor's getting revitalized. Premier Ford saying they gave in their side of the deal. They gave in their money. So what is missing on the side of the federal government?
So this announcement came in March of 2022, and I think the federal government, the provincial government, Windsor, Stellantis, LG, their partner, kind of shocked the automotive world, saying they're going to take this premier investment in battery manufacture, put it in Windsor, and then do a bunch of R&D there as well, and then have these batteries go to plants in Windsor and Brampton. Well, Washington took notice, and partially in response to this incredible win by Canada, came up with this new Inflation Reduction Act that included a massive production subsidy for batteries manufactured in the U.S. So if you make batteries in the U.S. that go into cars, they'll give you $45 a watt. And a plant this size might be $1 billion a year. And so I think Stellantis and LG, these are publicly traded companies. The ground has shifted. Approached the federal government about relooking at the terms. In the interim, while they were looking at those terms, we landed Volkswagen. And on Volkswagen, we matched the principles of the IRA, and I think Stellantis and LG are essentially looking for the same here.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, they were kind of early to the party, it seems like. Yep. And then the Biden administration saw what was happening here, shifted the landscape, as you're saying before, and now Stellantis is looking at that to say, hey, look at that deal we can get over there. Look what you gave Volkswagen. Give us the same, or else, we're just going to head down south, and it wouldn't be that difficult.
This isn't negotiating a new price for a bicycle. This is one of the world's biggest auto companies that says, look, if we go into the U.S. to do this, we don't have to negotiate. It's a standing tax credit, and it's going to mean a much bigger difference to our profitability and our competitiveness against our customers. We are responsible to markets, and we're responsible to our board, and we're responsible to our partners. So they would have to go and take a deal like that. Instead, what they did was they came back and said to Canada and Ontario, said, we got a 95-year history in Windsor. We really like the strategic plan that we've done here. Can we do this together? I know that this deal will get done this week. We will be doing batteries for electric vehicles in Windsor because we defended those principles. The federal government, the provincial government defended those principles, and I think admirably so on the VW deal. These things work, and so we're going to do the same here. We're between a bit of a rock and a hard place. I think the Prime Minister is in Korea. I'd probably visit LG in the next couple of days. And Stellantis is coming up against production plans for electric vehicles for the 2025 model year. They need batteries to come from this plant, so they need ink on the sheet. I think we'll all step back from the brink a little bit in a few days, and you can have me back on, and we'll just talk about all the good news that we thought we had, which we were worried we didn't have, and now we do have.
Right, yeah, because the union's saying, the government and Stellantis are playing a very high wire act right now, because you have tens of thousands of people and their jobs and their careers and their families' livelihoods on the line here, but you're saying maybe just literally pump the brakes here.
I'm saying pump the brakes. Not that the union is wrong. I think Lana Payne and Unifor are justified in speaking up for their members and their future members here. And just the idea that we wouldn't get these 3,000 jobs and probably the other 10,000 or so spinoffs is a very tough idea to have to stare down. But there is the one thing everybody agrees on, the best place to do this is Windsor. That includes the companies. And we wouldn't be hearing about it if it wasn't a deal that they could close. Otherwise, what we would have heard on Friday was not, okay, we're going to stop the assembly of this production plant. They were said, we cancel our plans. They didn't say that.
Right.
And so normally this stuff gets done privately. We're all a little bit voyeuristic right now watching it play out in public. But from where I sit, the next couple of days we'll settle it and we'll go right back to where we started.
Right, because if this were to somehow fall apart, I know Canada and Trudeau is making it a priority to have Canada be like a hub for resources and building, electric vehicle batteries. If this were to fall apart, that would kind of ruin the reputation a little bit, wouldn't it?
I mean, what would happen is all those arguments that we had, we are going to be the center of this, are going to end up being bankrupt. We have all of this stuff in the ground in mines that we've got to take out and refine and then sell to customers. Well, those customers are battery plants. And the ultimate customer are the electric vehicles. And Bloomberg NEF ranked Canada #2 in EV battery supply chain globally behind China. And the way that you sustain that is to bring in these big customers, have them make hundreds of thousands or millions of batteries, and employ tens of thousands of Canadians right up through the supply chain. And every car in North America will have a little piece of Canada in it. We just came off the St. Thomas Volkswagen tour of this stuff matters, and we get a lot of return on investment. Nobody is going to say that that's not true down the highway.
All right, Flavio Volpe, President of the Automotive Parts Manufacturing Association. We appreciate it, and perhaps we'll chat in 7 days or so. Hopefully, good news.
You have me on when we do this.
All right.